Today marks 10 years since my brother passed away. 10 years, and I can finally breathe. It took me 10 years to finally breathe. It took me 10 years to not feel misery every single day after that event. And that is a long time. So for a lot of that time, I was depressed, struggling, self-sabotaging, hurting myself. Not being my highest timeline version of myself, that's for sure. But for 10 years, I held the image of this moment now. And in this moment now, I'm finally happy. I have everything I want. I've created crazy things in my life. Like sailing the world. I've done 3 large sails, like longer than 6 weeks. Mexico to El Salvador, in the Bahamas. I've hosted a community event in Venice, bringing souls together to awaken our humanity within each other, like the human essence that we just forget we have. But 10 years ago, I did not have the things that I had. All I had was a vision. I was depressed. I was sad. I was broke. I was technically nobody. But I moved through this trauma and this pain, not beautifully, but with an image. And I literally held the image and wrote affirmations and journal entries of how I'd be sailing the world and how my life was going to get better. And I just held this image so delusionally because I was so miserable in the present moment. I just built up this dream world in front of me, and I held on for that. And I moved through everything and let things go and let lessons be served and let feelings be felt. And I still held this image no matter what happened to me, no matter what I was feeling. I was like, no, I'm going to get there one day. I'm going to be there one day. And I fucked up a million times. But even when I was fucking up, I still held this image. And now I have it. And now I get to be happy for the first time in 10 years, which I don't even think I was happy before that. But I am genuinely happy, and I genuinely built a beautiful life for myself. And I've been processing this all day because I see the 10-year cycle coming to an end, because not only did my brother pass away, my father also passed away. I was in a very toxic, abusive relationship with a drug addict and didn't speak to my mother for a year. So for 10 years, I had it just felt like I was drowning, like one thing after the other, one thing after the other. Like I was drowning, but I still maintained the ability to get out. But I don't even know what I was saying. It was a lot. And the only thing that got me through it, the only thing that pushed me to this image was my connection to self. Because I built this image within myself and this vision and this trust in myself, this delusional trust that I was going to get there. And I would get out of the environment, like the location and the place that was causing me so much pain. I would take a long drive. I would take a trip. I would get on a plane, and I would just think, and I would create in this space that was new. It was so new. Everything felt new. I could create in this space and feel and know I'm going to get there, and then process all the grief. But the only reason why I am going in the direction that I'm going, and I've reached the destination that I was trying to reach 10 years ago, is because of the relationship I built with myself, because of the time that I took to grieve, because of the time that I took to heal, because of the time that I took to reflect on the cycles that I was in that may have started when my brother passed away, or before that, or generationally passed down to me. I took the time to reflect and feel and move forward. And sometimes I would do the same cycle 6 times before I paid attention. I was like, oh my God. But it's a relationship with self that leads you to a relationship with God that can push you to this image. And it's like blind trust and faith in this magic, in this source, in this thing that could possibly be true for me, because I can feel it on the inside. Nothing outside of me, nothing that was happening to me was making me believe I'd have the life that I have now, except my heart and my soul. And I listened to my heart and my soul, and I connected with her and loved her to this moment. But that was a rough 10 years. And I just cannot believe that I'm ending that chapter fully. I got sent home back to Louisiana to literally reflect on the past 10 years of my life, to be put in situations around people, around things that I used to be, around feelings that I used to have, to see that I have completely changed and I've completely let all of the negativity and depression run out. And that people cannot pull me away from my inner truth and my visions and my feelings that I want to feel. And it's been profound. And I've got to somehow got pushed back to Louisiana to look at it all and feel it all and experience it all and lay it to rest, because the next 10 years is going to be even crazier, even more beautiful, because the life that my brother could not finish living, I am finished living. And it's going to be great, because you are not promised tomorrow. And we should be celebrating life every day and connecting and loving each other. But they don't really teach us that. So moving forward, I want to teach that. I want people to experience the bliss that I am able to experience just by connecting to myself and God, and knowing that the shit that happened to me and the bad feelings I felt were not stuck on me forever. Were not a stuck reality I had to experience. It was gonna move through me as long as I allowed it to move through me, as long as I allowed to create an image in front of me and know that I can get there. It took a lot of work. But it's the reason why I know how to heal others. It's the reason why I can see people's pains and trauma cycles they're stuck in, because I've done it for myself for so long. And maybe I was my first client, I had to learn and feel and understand. So when people come to me, I know and I understand exactly where they're at and what they're feeling and what they're doing. And it's just been a fucking journey, dude. Just profound. Every little thing led me here in this moment. Every little thing that I thought was going to kill me or ruin the rest of my life led me to this moment. Even obstacles are beautiful. Even setbacks are beautiful. Get set back, connect to yourself, hold the image, and keep moving forward. It all leads you on your path. And it's really, really weird how shit works, but this is not a negative place to live. The earth, at its core essence, is beautiful, is magical, is joyful, and we have been told that it's not, so we don't feel it that way. But genuinely, this place is beautiful, and the feelings that you are allowed to feel on the inside, if you allow them to create and feel by connection to self, are beautiful. I have felt feelings of just physical bliss throughout my whole body often nowadays, because I've tapped into that. At one point in time, I was feeling that is so Louisiana. Thank you. I love this place and I love the culture, and I'm so happy I could come back and see everything I love about this place and the culture in a new way and not in a traumatized lens, because I hated this place. I never wanted to come back here. I did not enjoy any present moment that I had here when I lived here, when I was growing up here, because of the trauma I was experiencing. I had to go away. I had to relearn, reflect, and then come back here as a new person, and then accept the beauty that's around me, because there's beauty everywhere, even if you hate the place you grew up. But yeah, it's been a journey, and I've rebuilt a whole new relationship with my brother after he passed away. And the way he made me feel when he was here, that deep, deep, deep love. He was my first love. I loved him more than I loved my dad. The feelings I felt towards him, he was 10 years older than me. The feelings I felt towards him were so, so, so strong. And maybe it's because my soul knew that I was going to lose him, and he was going to be the reason why I stepped into the life that I'm living now. And I'm powerful, and I'm just living this crazy experience through losing him, through experiencing his love, through feeling his essence, his soul, growing up, to losing him, to losing myself through losing him, and then refinding myself. And then he powers me forward. His love powers me forward to my highest timeline, because if you can take that love from me, I deserve to have it all. If you can take that from me, I can have whatever I want, and life is amazing, because that needs some reverse karma of goodness. But he's the reason why. Losing him is the reason why I'm on this journey, and it started this journey, and it started my spiritual awakening. And he's done more for me now because I lost him than I think he would have ever done if he would have stayed here. And that's the beauty I see in experiencing the loss of my brother, is that I am now being pushed to help everyone else, to heal people, to love people, to experience this life for the truth of it and share it with the world. And I wouldn't have reflected if that event would have never happened to me. And I connect with him all the time. I know he loves me. I feel his love. But I have so much feelings on my chest. I'm still reflecting. I still don't really have the right words to say, because time flew and it feels like a fever dream from then to now. Like, it's been 10 years since the first traumatic experience happened to me, and like, it started, my journey started then. Like, I remember it. My marathon of running from pain started then. Oh my goodness gracious, I made it, and I'm so blessed. And I thank God and him and my ability to connect with myself and feel the things that I feel. I guess I'm just gonna end it here, because there's still a lot of moments that I need to take about this and feel and reflect, and there's so much that I have on the inside of me about this scenario that I just don't have the words to say right now. But I have formed an amazing way to deal with grief, to move through grief, to understand we change when you experience grief. Whenever you lose something, someone, something, you change. And you have to understand that you've changed. You have to understand that relationships in your life change, and it's not just, oh, you lost someone. It's like your whole life is altered, your whole reality is changed, and you have to connect, and you have to feel, and you have to understand that. And it's just way deeper than just moving through it. And there's things that we start doing after we lose a loved one, because we don't know how to deal with it, or we don't want to look at it, or we're looking to find the love somewhere. Is because when you lose someone, you are now, for me, I was looking for that love lost in everything, and I was never going to find the love that I lost from my brother outside of me. I found it within me. But a therapist never led me to these answers, and I feel like I just have the recipe to success with grief and building new relationships with that event and yourself and your family around you. And I have grief courses because of this event, as well as losing my dad. And I have the recipe for success. And, you know, just a huge weight gets lifted off your shoulder when you shift your relationship with your grief and your loved one into a positive experience, which kind of sucks in ways, but there's beauty in the pain, you know. But this all can be talked about.